Okay, the time has come. I think this has risen about as high as I dare to let it go. It's been about an hour, which is really pretty fast. They generally don't raise that fast. But you often hear with bread recipes, let rise till double in bulk. And that's fine for wheat breads. For a bread that is heavily rye, like this one is, and doesn't have quite that gluten structure, I think doubling in bulk is probably pushing it a little bit. It's a little bit risky. I tend to shoot for more like 1.5 times, maybe 1 3/4 times in bulk, just to account for the heavy rye that's in there. It's not going to raise quite as much. It's going to be a denser bread than wheat, and that's what you want. So we bring the bread over here. As you can see, I've got this towel over it just to keep dust and flies and so forth from getting on it. So you can see it's risen quite a bit. It's really filled up that proofing basket. It's got some nice cracks in it here, which we talked about with that dusting the flour. You can see how that middle part is really puffed up. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go over to the oven. We're going to get out that hot 450 degree cast iron pot, and we're going to bring it over here. It's going to be a little tricky. You got to work somewhat quickly and carefully. You don't want to burn yourself. That pot is smoking hot. But we'll bring it over here and we'll try to get this thing done and see how it goes. Yeah, this pot is literally smoking right now. And so I'll bring it on over. I'm going to try to do this way. It's something new for me here. And we're going to try to flip it over. Trying not to let that bread drop too much, because it's pretty fragile at this point. It'll deflate if you're not careful with it. So we'll just kind of center that a little bit. You can see there the nice spiral design that comes from the proofing basket. Here I've got a razor on a nail. You can use a popsicle stick or whatever. This is what the French call a lame. I'm just going to use this to score this bread, which gives it room to rise. There's all kinds of scoring patterns. You can do whatever you want. Cross is pretty common. The square that I've made there, also pretty common. And that'll just give it a chance to expand without cracking. And then we're going to take a spray bottle of just tap water, and we're going to get some moisture in there. That'll help it create a little bit of steam and keep that crust nice and flexible as it's rising. And we'll put the lid back on. Again, that lid's a good 450 degrees. And now we're going to slide this right back in the oven on top of those bricks. And I'm going to set the timer on my oven for about 30 minutes. Now that bread's not going to be done in 30 minutes, but I'll want to check on it in 30 minutes, see how it's doing, how brown it is. At that point I'll have a better idea of how long to leave it in there. I may want to remove the lid at that point. We'll see if it needs more browning. So 30 minutes is just kind of a check on me time. Now that's a little over a 3-pound loaf. It's about 3 1/3 pounds, so it's a pretty substantial loaf of bread. I'm guessing it'll take closer to 40 to 45 minutes to bake. So we'll just see how it does, and we'll get back to it in about half an hour.